Hey, what's up guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And this is going to be a first impressions video. I just finished streaming it for nearly 5 hours not too long ago, so I am pretty decently fresh off the stream. And I've also had a pretty decent experience overall with Ninja Gaiden in the past. I played the original Ninja Gaiden 2 on the Xbox 360, and I really played the original Ninja Gaiden Black on the original Xbox. And thank God for muscle memory being permanent, because I would still kind of be lost in terms of understanding the combat in a sense, and I certainly wouldn't be, on mission 8 right now or chapter 8. At this point, after playing about 5 hours, I would have gotten my butt handed to me a lot more, even on the normal difficulty. But with that being said, how is the game? What are my first impressions of Ninja Gaiden Black 2? Or I'm sorry, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And from a gameplay standpoint, it literally feels like as identical as could be to the OG Ninja Gaiden 2 and the Sigma games, right? From a gameplay perspective, in terms of how the controls feel and all that kind of stuff, right? So in the eyes of a lot of people, that would be a good thing, because the games always did play pretty well. They were never like perfect, but they played pretty well. But one of the things that I am kind of having a little bit of, it's not like game breaking by any means, but one of the things that I've noticed in terms of the gameplay is that there are a few frame drops here and there. So just wanted to kind of point that out. And this is the PC version, by the way, that I'm playing. This is not the Xbox Series S or X version. I decided to get this on PC, and I bought it on Steam. And that's me, because I'm a Ninja Gaiden fan. And I was actually going to get the OG version on Xbox, the OG version of Ninja Gaiden 2. And lo and behold, not too long later, this gets officially announced, and it is available on Game Pass day one. And for those of you guys that want to play the game, that's how I recommend you go about it, because ultimately, whether or not you want to spend the $50 on this game is, number one, completely up to you. And number two, it may or may not be worth it because of a few things that I'm about to say. And again, it's completely up to you. Now, again, even though this is a first impressions video, I am going to say what I want to say, and that is that this game kind of feels like... Now, obviously, the biggest thing that you're going to notice right off the bat is that the visuals have been updated, right? It's not... I wouldn't say it's like a complete 100% remaster, kind of like how Spiral 1 was back in the day, and then we got the remaster in 2018. So many years later from the original, and it's like literally a night and day difference. No, I'm not going to say it's a night and day difference, but it is significantly different to where it's like it's going to stand out. The colors are going to pop. The visuals are a lot more clear, et cetera, because you're working on hardware. And the last time we had Ninja Gaiden 2 was on the 360, which was what, two console generations ago. So yeah, there's definitely visual improvements on that. But as far as gameplay, from what I can feel, it pretty much feels identical, if not close to pretty much what we got in the original Ninja Gaiden 2, as well as the Sigma games. And speaking of the Sigma games, this game doesn't appear to be exactly like Ninja Gaiden 2, a complete remake. It's actually, it kind of feels like a hybrid of the Sigma games as well as the OG Ninja Gaiden 2 as well. Like when you look at obviously things like the blood and the violence and stuff like that, you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, this definitely looks like Ninja Gaiden 2, the OG version. But then you've got some of the content, if not all the content, that was pretty much in the Sigma game that is basically on here as well. So it is not, you can't really say that it's like 100% of what Ninja Gaiden 2 was, because once I got to a level, once I got to a certain chapter, I was like, oh, I don't remember being able to play as this character in Ninja Gaiden 2 in the original, or I don't remember this being in the original, and I played it a decent amount. I've beaten the original Ninja Gaiden 2 before, and there's a lot of memories I have with that game, and that's definitely not one of them. So I would say it is literally like a hybrid. So some people will like that, some people won't. There's definitely also, speaking of hybrid, there's also a very easy difficulty level, which is not what this is. This is the Acolyte difficulty level, which in Ninja Gaiden 2 was the normal default difficulty level. And there's a newer one, I think they call it Hero, and it's basically like the most casual and easy way to play the game. And then once you get into the other difficulty levels, that is when it probably is in terms of difficulty how it was in Ninja Gaiden 2, the OG version, from what I can remember. And again, it's been many years, so maybe for those of you guys that have been playing the OG version recently can tell me about that. I know one of you guys visited me on stream, so hopefully you can get an update after you play the game and maybe leave a comment in the section below. And there's also whispers of an additional difficulty level that is harder than the Master Ninja difficulty level, which, as you guys know, Master Ninja difficulty is insane. And for there to be a harder difficulty level in this game, according to whispers, which may or may not be true, is something that is both appealing and at the same time curious. If I had to guess, it would probably be something like Master Ninja, but if you die once, it's game over and you have to start over. That's my guess, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they made this game even more insane than what it originally was. So when you think about it from an overall perspective, that's what this game seems to be. It's a hybrid of, it tries to put everything together, right? It tries to give you the best of everything, right? It wants to give you the content and the extra content of the Sigma games, and it also wants to give you a better visual fidelity, which it certainly does. And at the same time, it wants to also include what made the original Ninja Gaiden 2 great, but that's not all it's giving you. It's giving you like a hybrid thing, and it's really given the choice. So some people will say that that it doesn't feel like Ninja Gaiden 2 in terms of, because of all the other stuff that's in it that was in the Sigma series. And in that aspect, they'd be right. And then there's other people that would say, well, at least it's closer to Ninja Gaiden 2, the OG, but with the modern, more closer to modern graphics, as well as all the content. So in some people's eyes, they're going to view it as you're literally getting everything in one package, in whichever direction you decide to go in terms of feeling more Ninja Gaiden 2-like or feeling more Sigma-like is completely up to you. And that is basically in the difficulty selection that you choose, which mostly is Ninja Gaiden 2 if it's on par in terms of Acolyte in here and Acolyte in the OG2 and so on and so forth, as well as you've got your easier difficulty level in the hero, and then obviously later on you can move on to insane difficulty levels. So it seems that they are trying to give you everything in one, which makes complete sense because, quite frankly, when you think about Ninja Gaiden this year, we've got this, right, which is, you know, which was announced literally not long ago, right? And then you've also got Ninja Gaiden 4, which was announced, that's coming on later this year. And then you've got the side scroller, right, that's coming out later this year as well. So it's the year of the ninja for sure. So if you are an OG Ninja Gaiden fan, or if you're a new Ninja Gaiden fan, or if you're somewhere in between, it seems like they're really trying to cater to everybody with this. And I, for one, as a person who appreciates Ninja Gaiden, I really am glad that we're not just getting this, right? Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for it. I mean, I bought the damn game, but with that being said, I'm glad that that's not all we got. I'm glad we're getting a full-on Ninja Gaiden sequel in Ninja Gaiden 4 later this year, and I'm glad that there's something coming for the OG players as well that enjoyed the side scrollers, with obviously the visual fidelity that we're getting today and everything else that comes with it. So I want to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think this is a bad thing? Do you think the $50 price tag is too much? Do you think it's just fine? It's obviously available on Game Pass, so I would say if you want to give this a shot, it's the best way to go. But with my experience, I also wanted to add that I, for one, have been having a great time. It's really good after so many years to revisit Ninja Gaiden 2 again, even if it is a hybrid with the Sigma or whatnot. The enhanced graphics, even though I'm a person who prefers gameplay over graphics, I will say that I do appreciate the game looking prettier for sure. But the game plays pretty much in terms of my experience, even though I've got everything set to 120 FPS and stuff like that. I have to say that it pretty much does feel with the way the OG games feel in terms of like everything. So I don't know if I have to make additional changes to in terms of the settings on the PC in the options menu. I'm not sure. I might have to play with a couple more things, but it feels pretty much neck and neck, if not close to what we got with the Sigma games and or the OG games in terms of gameplay and how smooth it feels, as well as, you know, the occasional frame rate drop here and there. But it's not something that I would consider game breaking. And again, all that kind of a thing could be patched. So overall, for someone like me who played the original Ninja Gaiden 2 and played the original Ninja Gaiden 1 Black on the original Xbox as well as the 360 respectively. This pretty much hits at home for me because I love the series, as well as the fact that it literally gives me everything in one shot, plus the graphical fidelity. So for me, it's fine. I've got no problem with it. But in terms of what everybody thinks and what everybody else, where they stand in terms of their personal experience and what they think, maybe a little bit different. So that is where I want to hear from you guys. Are you guys having a good time with the game so far? Do you have Game Pass, or are you going to subscribe to Game Pass just to give this game a shot? And one thing I also want to add before closing here is to not be I don't want you to be intimidated by the difficulty and what other people are saying about the difficulty of this game, because yes, Ninja Gaiden games are not ones that hold you by the hand, and obviously the Sigma versions are easier, but since this has a little bit of everything from everything that I've experienced so far, I will say this: you don't have to master everything in order to get through the game, even on harder difficulty levels. And what I'm saying and what I mean by that is if you get the basic mechanics down, right, and then you find the weapon that you particularly enjoy out of the weapons that this game offers and level that up all the way, and it truly works for you, you get to a certain point of level and technique with this weapon and familiarity with it. There's no way that you're not going to be able to get through the game. And on top of that, the game is also like in terms of boss fights and stuff like that and how it's set up. As soon as you die, you can literally get right back into the boss fight, either by using a Talisman of Rebirth if you're someone who's a beginner, or what you can do is you can just start again with a brand new life, face the boss from the beginning and get used to it that way, as opposed to having to start the level over again. So but overall, again, it's all there, and you can basically set it up how you want it in terms of how you want to experience the game, whether you're someone who wants to experience more of the OG Ninja Gaiden 2, or someone who wants to get a little bit of the best of both worlds, to where you can experience the old game but on slightly more forgiving difficulty with the hero version, or whatever, however it is that you decide to set it up. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my first impressions of Ninja Gaiden Black 2, and for me, it is a good time, and it is a combination, or should I say a hybrid, of the past and the present. All right, so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you all for taking the time to watch and or listen, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one.